Welcome everybody to the show. My name is Brian Bacchus. This is episode 22, and I am going to be jumping off because Jamal is going to take over for the interview session. You guys have a great day, and I will see you in a bit.
Thank you, B. Um, yes, welcome everybody. Like you said, episode 222. I mean, man, these episodes are coming rather quickly, and we're enjoying it. And today we have the pleasure of having Cody Fornari. Is it Fornari?
Fornari.
Fornari. Okay,
Yes.
my bad. It's not put in. And then Alexsander Cullins from RealTex Homes today. They're going to share some great stuff with us about what they're doing in the community, what different products and projects they have to offer for you. And welcome to the show, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So, Cody, I'm going to start with you only because you were on the screen first when I came on. And love to get, and obviously because you're the CEO of the company, I'd love to get a little background on you, how you got involved in, building homes, where you guys are located, and then we'll kind of segue into the Altadena connection after meeting with Alexsander.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a really quick background. I started out of high school on a small crew building single-family homes. That's where I started my career. Very hands-on, swinging the hammer. I've done most trades myself, so I have a very in-depth understanding of construction and means and methods and all that kind of stuff. From there, I actually helped assemble pretty large portfolios of single-family homes and manage the renovations of those. And then I would say the last about 10 years, I've been building mid and high-rise apartment buildings.
Oh, wow.
Focusing on being able to scale and repeatability. And so when we first heard about the Eaton fire, which obviously was a very tragic event, it was something that I really thought, my background and experience, I think I can help. My wife is from Santa Clarita. Her family is just outside of Santa Clarita area. They have extended family kind of in the area.
Mm-hmm.
So very familiar with the area. I was actually working on a couple of projects over in Beverly Hills area kind of at the time. And with that, we looked at kind of how, based on my background experience, how I could best help. And we decided that we would set out to pre-approve a set of different plans to allow people to basically select a design, select an exterior, select and customize their interior finishes, have a fixed price, and then be able to provide them with an affordable way to rebuild. And so by standardizing certain aspects of things, we're able to significantly reduce costs, reduce the time that it takes to approve things, reduce the time that it takes to construct things.
Awesome. I'm sorry, I'm doing something on my end. All right. From Alexsander, love to hear who you are, what you do for RealTex, and how you got your background. I mean, how you got into this.
I am a Pasadena native. I was born and raised in Pasadena. Me and my wife and my kids, we still live in Pasadena today as well. We actually, our home didn't burn down from the fires, but we did have to evacuate. So we did have like a lot of family members and friends and so forth that were affected. I just wanted to help, in all sorts of different types of ways. So with me, my background is in real estate. So I am a real estate agent. With that right there, I'm connecting with Cody and understanding Cody's background and the impact that he can make in our community. I really felt that it's really, really important for me to get involved and just to help provide resources and just a way for people who, are stuck and don't know exactly where to go, just find different ways for them to provide for them and so forth. Now, as far as like for RealTech, I do handle all of the marketing and all the outreach and so forth, and I do project management as well. So right now, my goal is just to create like a lot of awareness, let a lot of people know exactly like what we are doing, and to do a lot more than just rebuild as well too. We are looking to partner with other organizations and so forth like that, so that way we can help them, improve, the footprint in Altadena and Pasadena as well. So, just overall, me being a Pasadena native, my wife being a Pasadena native, this is just dear to our heart. And we just want to see everybody, succeed in this process right here. That's all.
Well, thank you for that intro. I'm glad that you are participating in this process, as you indicated. This is definitely very helpful. I'm going to bring everybody together now. So I'm going to switch back over to Cody. Cody, the thing that you guys did that I really like, or that you had mentioned, is the fact that you have the pre-approved plans or pre-approved elevations and what have you. And this seems to be one of the best ways to actually kind of speed through the process of the rebuild, because there's obviously a lot of hangups if you're trying to do something that hasn't been pre-approved, in terms of having the architectural the plans approved, and it just takes a little while. How did you arrive at that, and then how many different plans do you have that have been approved? And you let me know if you want to start showing the website to share some of those.
Yeah, absolutely. All of our plans actually aren't up on our website just yet.
Okay.
We're approaching the pre-approval of our plans by trying to partner with a local family on each of those plans.
Okay.
So right now we're partnered with 3 families. We're looking for 2 more to partner with. And in partnering with families, we're able to provide them the design completely at no cost, as well as allow them to have input into what that design is. And I didn't want to create 5 plans in a vacuum, pre-approve them, and say, here's the homes I want to put in this community, right? I wanted to partner with families and get their feedback and their input. This elevation right behind me is one of our clients on Poppy Fields that we developed this plan with. And they drew a sketch for me of what they thought they wanted in their floor plan. And I initially looked at it and I was like, wow, I don't know how we're going to create kind of a floor plan that works and out of this, right? And so I guess another important aspect to this is we've also partnered with a local architecture firm, LCRA Architecture. They've been here in Pasadena for 30 years. And so they're leading the architecture side of things for us. But I collaborated with our architect, and we were actually able to almost exactly create the design that this client had sketched. And it turned out to be a terrific design. I really like it. I think it very much reflects Altadena community. It's a very livable floor plan. It's 3 bedroom, 2 bath.
Okay.
Walk-in closet in the primary bedroom, pantry, washer and dryer in the unit, detached 2-car garage. It came out really terrific. So along through that process, our clients have brought us really creative ideas that we've been able to implement, which I really appreciated.
Yeah.
And so we have those plans submitted for the pre-approval process, as well as we're submitting them simultaneously on those clients' lots to keep everything moving.
Oh, that's very cool. So basically, if I'm understanding correctly, the people that you're working with in terms of rebuilding their home, they give you an idea, or you somehow come up with a design idea. Once that has been finalized, then you're obviously going to build a home for them, but you're also getting it pre-approved for potential future options for people that want to build their home. Is that correct?
Yeah, correct. So we're able to get those pre-approved with the county under their pre-approval program.
Nice.
And so you're able to avoid, the process it's moving relatively quickly. I think right now the average timeline to approval is about 73 days. The problem is every time that you submit a set of plans, you don't know what comments you're going to get back from the city, and then you have to make revisions and resubmit. And so I know there's a lot of people who are kind of stuck in this process of going around with revisions, and emotionally it's difficult, right? You just want your plans approved and you want to rebuild your home, and then someone's saying, well, you have to make these revisions, and then you have to pay your designers more money to make those revisions, and
Right.
it's a long, complicated process. And so by pre-approving our plans, we're able to simplify all that. We take, and we're fully turnkey, so we manage the whole process for our clients, but we're able to take our pre-approved plan that the client selects, put it on what's called a site-specific plan. We submit that to the planning department, and it's typically approved within a couple of weeks.
Very cool.
Versus the alternative process is having to, hire an architect, have them come up with a design, hire engineers to engineer that design structurally, Title 24, and potentially civil engineers as well. They all have to do their work. Then you have to submit that plan, get comments, make revisions, get comments, make revisions, and eventually get approved. So we're able to cut that timeline down significantly.
Very cool. So you mentioned you guys were turnkey, but you did also mention that you partnered with an architect. So does that mean that even though you don't have a architect in-house, when you're going through the whole building process, you'll start with you basically be with the home builder through the entire process. Is that correct? Meaning,
yeah, absolutely.
Get the sketch, and do you always work with the same architects, like in a particular area? Like, do you have a pool of architects, like outside of Altadena when you're working in Beverly Hills, for example? Did you have your own specific architect you work with there?
No, that's all typically different architects.
Okay, cool.
Spoke to an architect over in that area that I had worked with as well about some stuff here, and I just didn't feel like they were the right fit.
I understand. I'm glad.
Their design.
No disrespect to them, but Altadena is very unique, and I appreciate you using LCRA. Are you limited to them, or are there others? Okay, yes. That's very cool. No, that's really, really cool. And it looks like you're going to stay with the different kind of designs that made Altadena very unique. Tony, who is on the show, usually doing the interviews, she speaks to all the different kinds of homes we had. I don't recall them all, but obviously the Spanish style, the Craftsman's, and all those kind of the different options that are there. So I like that you're maintaining the integrity of the community that was there before. That's very cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's been great to work with families on creating these designs where they have input into the exteriors as well, right? And so aspects from their previous home, they've wanted in certain cases to implement into a new design, right?
Sure.
And it definitely, I think will help. I think it'll make our homes fit in much better to the community. If you look at some of the other pre-approved plans, not to discredit anybody else or speak badly, but I'm not sure that as much thought was put into those designs. So.
Yeah, I'm sure for some folks or some of those plans, there wasn't a lot of thought. But I have a question. So for the people, the families that you're working with right now, are they doing like for like homes, or are their homes completely different from what they were, or is it a combination of the two?
I would say all of them are qualifying for like under the planning department's interpretation. And I think one thing that's important, and we're trying to provide as many free resources and just genuinely be helpful to people. We actually hold sort of an open office hour every Thursday. Alex can fill in a little more about that, but people can just drop in on Zoom, drop into our office and ask any questions they have, which has been a great resource. But everyone's our current plans are falling under like for like. Some are adding a little bit of square footage. You're allowed to add 10% or 200 square feet under the county's interpretation. One thing that I've noticed some confusion in is the interpretation of the county level of like for like, and then the interpretation of the county assessor for tax.
Oh yeah, we've had many a convo about that.
Yes, and so that's something that I think is important for everyone to make sure they understand
Sure.
and they consider like for like, and what that means. So
Well, good.
I'm always happy to help with that.
Well, I'm glad that you understand it and are able to help folks. I mean, obviously, if you're going to be in the business, you should understand it, especially if you're working, up in this area, because so many homes are being rebuilt and can potentially, need that definition because they may go bigger or, fall within the like for like zone. So I'm glad you're experiencing that and can explain it. I want to move over to Alexsander now. One of the things that Cody had mentioned is you have some office hours. I also wanted to inquire, what methods are you utilizing to get the word out about RealTex Homes? And do you guys have any other kind of events besides the office hours where people can actually come and get some information about you guys?
Well, currently right now, only event that we've actually been throwing is the office hours. So the way that the office hours works is pretty much is just an open Zoom call. That's I know a lot of people, who probably physically can't make it in and so forth. So it just gives them the ability to drop in real quick and ask any questions, have conversations, and so forth like that. As far as like the call, it's pretty much kind of freestyle as far as like whatever the conversation and wherever it goes. Typically somebody, after they get all the information that they do need, they don't typically need to stay on the call as long as they, the long as the call is, they can just come in, get the information that they need and, just drop out, So as far as like different ways that we're trying to get our name out there, well, we've been partnering with different organizations, like LA Fire and different organizations like that, just to try to join in their events and see how we can best help them. We do, in the future want to join have our own events as well too, so that way we can provide other resources. But just at the time right now, we're just trying to build some more awareness, get some more people thinking about us, and so that way we can build some more trust out there, because I think that's one of the main things right there is people, they want to deal with some people that they can trust, so
Absolutely.
that's the main thing right there that I want to do is build that trust, and also that way, they do feel comfortable following us.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because we talk about it a lot about how Altadena folks, I mean, not in a bad way, but when we want to make sure that we can trust people before we, allow them to do work for us. And with something so close to the heart of rebuilding the home, especially because of the fact that none of these people really planned for this to happen. I think there was maybe a handful of people who were in the middle of doing their own remodels or construction because they had planned it. But the vast majority of people were kind of thrust into this position. So being able to trust someone to take on the project like that is very important. And I'm glad you mentioned that you want to gain that trust. That's very important to us. Now you are working, or you are going to be part of a very special project or event this Saturday, and we really appreciate you for donating to our Day of Thanks this coming Saturday. So hopefully, I don't know how many of you guys will be there, but hopefully there will be a representative from RealTex Homes there, so that you can actually share some information about what you have to offer to the folks at the luncheon. And we really appreciate that. So do you know who's going to come, or how many of you guys will be there?
I'm going to actually come in. I'm going to come in there and, talk to everybody and give the best presentation I can.
Yeah, I really wish I could be there. My brother's actually coming into town a little bit early for the holiday. And so, have to spend some time with him. But Alex will be there and there to answer any questions anybody has. And obviously, I think he represents us well, and certainly set up a meeting with me if anybody wants. I'm happy to.
Awesome.
Time he can share my cell phone number if anybody wants to call as well. So. No,
that sounds really good. What is your cell phone number? I'll go ahead and, Or you mean for people who are actually there? Or do you want to share it here?
We can share here. I can actually share our company number if I think
I'll
that's on
share
our
the website
as well.
Yeah, let me bring up the website real quick because I think it's actually there. And then as we do that, what I'd like for you to do is kind of walk folks through the process of, working with you. How does the process start? What are the steps that it takes before? And I always ask this before they actually give you any money, and at what point do they give you the money, and how much do they owe you? We always like to ask that, and give a ballpark about how you do the pricing also for your projects.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think what is very important to understand for everyone is make sure that you're as knowledgeable as you can be as far as what the laws actually are. Contractor State License Board is a great place to start, but very clearly the maximum deposit or down payment that a contractor is allowed to ask for is $1,000 or 10% of the contract, whichever is less. So they cannot ask for more than $1,000. And not to throw anybody under the bus, but people do that. So that's something very important to understand. The second thing that's very important to understand is contractors are only allowed to bill for work completed or materials that are stored on your site. So if it's materials are on your property or work has physically been completed. And so we follow that billing very strictly. We will typically ask our clients for $1,000 down payment when they do choose to sign a contract with us. And then our billing is monthly based on materials that are stored on site and work that is completed.
So when they sign the contract, is that after you help them with the design and all that stuff, or is that, at the very beginning of the process?
So we have the way we're working right now with our very initial clients is we typically sit down and meet with them multiple times and discuss their site, create a few, I would say, very conceptual designs and understand what they want. Give them an opportunity to review our contract. Once they do that and they're interested in moving forward with us, that's when we ask for $1,000 refundable deposit. And once we receive that, we have what we call our design criteria meeting, where we sit down with them and we go through a whole list of questions and answers, really define which direction they want their kitchen in the home looking, which direction they want their bedrooms in the home looking, where they want windows, what size of windows, what type of design. Then we take that criteria to our architect, LCRA, and then we develop and create an actual design for them, or a first draft design. Okay. And the reason we ask for the $1,000, and it is completely refundable, but the reason we ask for it is we are spending anywhere between $50,000 and $60,000 to create one of these designs. And so we like to see some level of commitment from someone who wants to move forward with us, that they're not, they can work with many contractors if they want, but we would prefer that they really want to work with us, right?
Right.
And so, then we create the design with them. We sit down with them again. We discuss the design, sit down with our architect as well, and discuss any changes that they might need. And we continue to develop the design. We develop elevations, and that's just a collaborative process where we're bringing them the revisions. They're looking at it, giving us their feedback. We're taking it back, making changes to it, bringing it back, and it's been great so far. And so once we settle on that design, then that design becomes one of our standardized designs. And,
right.
Then we're able to offer that to other families.
Very good. Now, we always ask that particular question because different builders have different ways that they handle that. We've had the vast majority of the builders that we've had on the show, they work with people in terms of educating them on the process, helping them with their design and what have you. And a lot of folks, once they have the design, at that point in time is when they get their $1,000 deposit. So just understanding where it happens with your company is great. We just want to make sure that everybody understands the process and when money exchanges hands. And the fact that it's refundable is great to know, and I appreciate you explaining that particular process. So, moving to the website, what is there anything in particular you want to highlight about the website right now? Because I know you
No,
said you
we're
don't have
actually-
all the designs right now on there. And
yeah,
it's-
we don't have all the designs, so we're revising that right now to put up the designs that we've recently created with families. I think the most benefit to our website right now, if somebody wants to book an appointment with us, they can absolutely do that. Give us a call, set up an appointment. We're happy to meet, anytime that someone would like. Mornings, evenings, weekends, whatever is most convenient. And
uh-oh. Did you get
Sorry.
frozen? Oh, okay. I thought you got frozen.
okay. Yeah, so happy to meet anytime anybody would like. And yeah, we have other resources as well. We're trying to get up on our website, which we don't have up there yet. We've been pretty busy in trying to help people actually rebuild rather than designing a website that I guess
Yeah.
I can
pretty
completely
looking at.
understand that. I'm trying to get my camera back. Hopefully, you guys can still hear me.
We can.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, excellent. So I'm gonna change the format here, and yeah, my camera will come back in a minute. Just so either of you, anything that what experiences have you had thus far with working with the folks in Altadena? And I'm also curious to know how many homes you think you're going to be able to build. Like, what is your capacity as well?
Well, just working with the people, we just understand that there's like a lot of different stories out there. There's a lot of different situations out there that everybody's going through, so we noticed that a lot of people are having some issues with insurance. So that's different things that we're trying to work with people on as well too. But we aren't adjusters, so we do advise accordingly on that also too. We're looking to just provide resources as much as possible to people for the permitting process, just so that they understand, and also too, so people can understand the like for like as well too, with that extra square footage that they are putting in and the taxes that are involved with it also. So just people, getting information. I noticed a lot of people are like, majority of people are retired, maybe on like a fixed income or something like that. So just understanding how we can best work for them and make their dollar go the longest way. Cody, he has like a lot of experience in like saving money and so forth with the construction. So just talking them through that and advising them accordingly. And also too, just these people, I know that they're also like displaced from their homes and so forth like that. And it sounds like rent might be running out and everything like that. So it's more than just rebuilding their home. We got to actually take care of them like they're one of ours, and basically put them in a situation to where they understand what's going on. And then if they do get stuck in a bind or anything like that, my clients, they always give me a call regardless of what time of day it is, whether it's getting information or whether it's something, like putting a camera up in somebody's yard so that they can, we can surveillance it correctly and keep trespassers out. So it's just more than just, rebuilding the home, it's serving the community and, providing the best that we can. Like right now, we're actually talking with John Muir High School, the coach, trying to fix up their locker room shed right now. I know they're getting a lot of work done on that school, but there's certain things that he wants to do, so we want to support him on that as well too. We helped out PHS by giving a good donation as well too, and then also too, when I'm at any type of event, my job is to educate, just like you said, and provide as many resources as possible from permitting, like for like, or anything that they're looking for, so a lot of people are looking for a lot of information. A lot of people are hurting right now too, so just making sure that we can provide as much support as possible, because support looks different to different people. So it's important for us to have those conversations and not just, have people just go to our website or anything like that. We want to get in the room with people. That's why this luncheon is going to be very, very important for us to actually sit down and get face to face and hear people's stories and see exactly how we can help everybody specifically.
That is awesome. I love that response.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, as I indicated before, because they were thrust into the situation, are happy that there are builders and folks who are part of the building team that are helping them through the process and kind of being there through the long haul, right? So not just after the home is built or just because you signed a contract, now it's over. No, like you said, help them put up cameras and do whatever is necessary. And that's very, very, very useful. Very glad to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
What is the other question I was asking is, what's your capacity? Like, how many homes do you think that you'll be building and, overall, and how many can you do at once?
We're looking to do like 100. Go ahead, Cody.
Our goal is to do between 150 and 250 homes.
Nice.
Across 5 to 10 substandardized designs. We're also taking on select custom builds where someone's already gone through the process and they have an approved plan. We're happy to take a look at those as well. I think what one area where we stand out and we've been able to work with people is where we have engineered our designs in a very efficient way, and not in a low quality way, but a very efficient way. And they're fully engineered by licensed architects and engineers. But it's a way for people who thought they may not be able to afford rebuilding to actually rebuild. So right now, our sort of base package is pricing in at around $375 a square foot. We've had clients come to us and say they've talked to other builders and gotten $600 a square foot, right? And they just thought, there's no way I have the funds to rebuild. So we've been able to work with them. And as Alex mentioned, we're not licensed insurance adjusters, but in multiple cases, we've been able to help guide our clients to making sure that they're getting all of the benefits that they should be from the insurance companies.
Mm-hmm.
And that's helped them as well when it comes to, financially being able to rebuild. It's certainly not a cheap process.
That's huge.
Yeah. So that's been really good. The more homes we can get, I think the more buying power we can, the more we can reduce cost for people, certainly on the finished side. I know there's some creative ideas, for people who are doing more custom builds. There's a couple companies that I've seen that are actually trying to bring those people together. And I forget the names off the top of my head, but help bring those people together so they can buy, 100 stoves at the same time and maybe get a 20% discount on them.
We've definitely heard that too.
Those types of things are great, and I would highly recommend that everybody.
So we had a builder on, I believe it was last week, and one of the things that she was indicating of possibly doing is when she's on a particular block, and perhaps she's not there's other builders that are working together. She was talking about possibly building a connection with the builders to try to make sure that they can, kind of what you're talking about, either build some sort of economies of scale somehow to make sure that the whole block, while you guys are there at the same time, can actually get things done. Is that something that ever has happened? It sounded like it was a new concept, because obviously very rarely are whole towns burnt down, but is that something that you've possibly considered, or is that an option, or does it sound interesting?
It sounds super interesting, and we're following a similar approach, and not to get too in the weeds, but for example, when you're pouring a foundation, your concrete finishers typically get paid by the day, because they come and you typically pour in the morning, and you might pour a foundation, and there's a certain period in time where the finishers have to we call it jumping on it, and they literally get on top of the concrete and they finish it to make it nice
Yep.
and smooth. And when it's over, they go home, right? But if there are multiple foundations happening sort of in sequence on a block or in an area, those finishers are able to move from project to project and be more efficient. And so hadn't really thought about it in the sense of, collaborating with other builders. I think that is a really interesting concept. We are definitely doing that internally within our firm to help optimize cost and things like that.
Good.
We'd be very open to talking with anybody about, ways to save people money in rebuilding and collaborating.
That's good to hear. We may actually start a whole new trend. Who knows? Up in Altadena in terms of building homes. Now, one of the things I've always been curious about, and we usually ask each of the builder, is because of the nature of the reason why you guys are helping folks out here is obviously because of the fire. What kind of materials are you, building with or open to building with that are fire resistant or completely or fire retardant or fireproof for that matter? Because I know we had a cinder block house that was built or is almost completed in the area, and we know that probably will not burn should this same thing happen. So what type of materials are you using to kind of mitigate fire damage?
Yeah, that's a interesting question. It's fairly standard to build out of wood. I think most people recognize that, right? And there's efficiency in that. And so it really depends, I think, on your budget. That said, when you are building out of wood, we definitely look to use fire-rated and fireproof materials on the exterior. With the Spanish style, like the elevation behind me, that stucco material is non-combustible, right? And you get a 1 hour fire-rated wall almost immediately by having stucco, that's 7/8 stucco on the exterior and a 5/8 drywall on the interior. You get a 1 hour fire-rated wall. Now, I think where people should pay attention, and even a really cost-effective way to make a home more fire-resistant, is to put in fire-rated and ember-resistant vents on the soffits of the homes. Make sure you don't have exposed combustible rafter tails. As we've worked with LCRA, our architecture firm, we have what we call kind of a more modern farmhouse design. And I don't feel that we can recreate a craftsman design in a fire-resistant way, because there's a lot of exposed wood.
Because of the nature of it.
Yeah, or I call it's going to end up becoming a faux craftsman. And the people really want that. There may be, but it's not a design that we're super focused on at this point, just because of those issues. And certainly, fire-resistant, fire-rated roofs, and looking at making sure our landscaping is fire hardened and those types of things are all things that are very important to us.
So I understand your response and I appreciate that. But if someone did have the budget, are you capable of, for example, framing in steel or doing some sort of concrete home or some of the other stuff like Giga Creek or anything like that? If the budget allowed for it?
Yeah, absolutely. The Gigacrete is mostly a steel frame structure with, I believe, a insulation that is non-combustible. Going to like a rock wool type insulation is definitely something people could look at. Absolutely. If you have the budget, we're more than capable of taking on a steel frame structure. I've actually done that in apartment buildings in the past, where we've done like 6-story apartment buildings all out of steel frame, and then concrete as well, or even fire rated lumber. So we have a lot of experience in fire ratings of buildings, even very high level fire ratings of buildings when it comes to a high rise multifamily building. Sometimes we have 3-4 hour fire ratings. And so definitely, if someone has the budget or the desire to do that, we're happy to take a look at it.
Awesome. So there was a question, and I know you answered it, but I would love for you to respond again. And Marcus asked, you may have already answered this question. What's the current cost per square foot for rebuilds at this time? I know you gave me a ballpark, so if you don't mind saying that again.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it really depends on people's design.
Mhm.
There are designs, and we were actually brought a design by someone that had really high vaulted ceilings, really steep pitches on the roof. They actually had designed, even though it was a one-story home, the foundation was actually designed to support a two-story structure. And when I looked at that, my initial feeling was the cost to build this is somewhere in the $600 a square foot range. Our cost per square foot on our sort of pre-approved plans is $375. That includes builder grade finishes on the interior. Based on people's budget, we work with them to upgrade finishes that they may want to upgrade. So for example, our builder grade finish is going to be a fiberglass tub surround. If they wanted to upgrade to, a custom tile surround on their bathtubs or showers, we can absolutely do that. If upgrading appliances is more important to them, right? We can keep the bathrooms the same and upgrade appliances, or upgrading flooring. So we can adjust and customize the home to fit within people's budgets, which is great. And then when it comes to custom builds with custom designs, if it's a fairly standard home, I would say, my personal opinion, somewhere around $400 to $450 a square foot is a pretty fair price.
Mhm.
I know some people are quoting way higher than that. I would just caution, get multiple bids. Whether you're working with me or someone else, get multiple bids,
Good.
compare the bids, but really vet the people you're working with, because
Oh, yeah.
there are certainly contractors and people who will give you a low number to try to get you to sign with them, and then you're going to experience change orders and delays and other things that are going to drive the cost up for you at the end of the day.
Yep.
That being said, I wouldn't suggest necessarily signing with the most expensive person, right? Like, really understand them, how they're going to build your project, who's managing the project for you, who their project managers are, how they handle cost overruns or change orders, those types of things.
So are you open to helping folks do a comparison if you were one of the folks that they wanted to get a bid from, and do a true like for like comparison? Because one of the things that I've heard has happened is, if you get a quote for X dollar amount per square foot, and then there's someone that's significantly lower, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's really a apples to apples comparison. And to your point, sometimes just with change orders, the one that's at a lower cost per square footage initially can potentially turn into something higher, or they only quoted soft costs and didn't include hard costs, or vice versa. Are you open to do or help folks do a true apples to apples comparison when comparing bids?
Yeah, absolutely. One thing, we are completely open book and transparent in what we do. Our bids, you'll find, break down the different trades by line item. So we're showing you the cost of foundation, we're showing you the cost of the framing, we're showing you. So we're not just saying this is the dollar per square foot, here you go. And that's a way where I think people get a bid. Someone says $400 a square foot, someone says $600, and they don't understand what the differences are. So we're happy to sit down and really break that down and say, look, this is the wood and the framing, right? And this is your appliances and what they cost, and this is your tile and what it costs. And that really helps inform people make the right decisions for them. Because at the end of the day, if you sign with me at $375 a square foot and I give you the cheapest stove that you can possibly buy, but someone else was $376 a square foot and they're giving you a more expensive stove, well, maybe you should have went with them and gotten the more expensive stove, right?
Right.
So we're very open and transparent. Even if someone's not interested in working with us, we're more than happy to sit down with them and help them what we call level other contractors' bids, or give them some guidance of, ask these questions, right? Here's the things that we see that questions you should ask. And our sort of office hours we hold is a great time to just drop in and you can say, hey, I got these 3 bids or 1 bid or 2 bids, and what do you guys think? And we're happy to share our feedback and thoughts on that.
Right. No, I appreciate that. And I think you answered Marcus's question. Does the cost include appliances? You obviously said it does, and
Yes, it does.
that's very much appreciated. And he does appreciate the transparency. I'm also curious in terms of trends that are going on right now. There's a lot of talk of ADUs. What's your perspective on ADUs? What are you seeing in terms of designs, including ADUs and what have you? And it could be both of you can answer, because I'm sure, Alexsander, you're hearing people talk about it, and then Cody, what you're actually helping design. Love to hear from you both.
Yeah, so a lot of people are looking at that option, just for some income producing property and so forth. Everybody wants to be a property owner and collect rent. So I have talked to a lot of people who are talking about going like for like, and then afterwards I send them over a couple examples of different floor plans and so forth, and then they're talking about, well, maybe we can do some sort of ADU type of situation and so forth, or somebody might go from a 1-car garage to a 2-car garage, so that in the future a detached can become that right there as well. We even have a client who was talking about making their ADU of their garage that's actually attached to their home as well. So everybody's looking at that option. If they're not executing it right now on their rebuild, they are leaving the door open for it, so that way they can easily take advantage of that right there. So we are letting them know all the rules and all the codes and so forth like that comes with an ADU, so that way they can fully process that right there, because adding that on right there, you want to definitely make sure that you're ready to execute your plan that you put into place when you do have that right there. So yeah, a lot of people are talking about it, and they want that option pretty much.
Very cool. And then Cody, for those who do select that option, how are you incorporating that in terms of their plan? Is that something you're bringing up to them if they don't already have it, because it is becoming so popular? What's your take on that, and what are you seeing?
Yeah, it's always it seems like a discussion we have with every client. And as Alex mentioned, certainly looking at, rather than rebuilding a 1-car garage, maybe building a 2-car garage if you think you ever may want to convert or add an ADU on your property. Diving a little deeper into the details, I always tell people, make sure you're actually planning for it as well, because where your electrical connections are and where your sewer connections go,
that makes a difference.
Yeah, make sure that, we were speaking with one client that's pretty sure they want to build an ADU either now or in the future. And I said, okay, well then we need to make sure we're designing your sewer connections and your electrical connections so they're easily accessible in the future, right? Or if we're partway through construction and you want to add that on, we have the ability to do that without going back and redoing work that we just did, because there's no reason to do that. It just adds to the cost. The things to keep in mind, certainly having an attached ADU is going to be cheaper than a detached ADU, just because you're building less walls and less roof sometimes. We've talked with some clients about building, ADUs over garages, and that is absolutely possible. You're probably still looking at close to the same dollar per square foot as the house, if I had to just say roughly, right?
Sure. Slight increase, sure, nothing major.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes if the ADU is 2 stories, like over a garage, and the house is 1 story, it might actually cost a little more per square foot to build that ADU, because the foundations of that garage have to be a bit stronger. So a lot of things to consider there. And I think it's a great thing if people can, afford to add it. And we actually were speaking with one potential client that was saying, I want to rebuild and live in the main house now, and then potentially move to the ADU later and rent the main house out. We've had other clients that said, I want to live in the main house and potentially rent the ADU, or this is for my children or in-laws, whatever the case may be. So they're a great thing to think about.
Yeah, we've been hearing a lot of creative ways
think we lost Jamal.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, we can't hear you, Brian.
Sorry, it just popped up that my mic was muted. I'm doing things in the background, but usually when that happens, we're having difficulties with internet.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting here in the background to fill in just in case he gets dropped off or what have you. I have been listening to the show, and you guys are doing a phenomenal job. I can't wait to meet you in person, to see you at the event on Saturday, and get some great food in our bellies, do a little presentation. And another surprise is that we actually will be going live from the event. So your words will be broadcast to all of our followers as well. And we get more people looking at the show on the weekend than we do during the week, because we go in at a time that majority of people are at work. They do catch us at work, but this will be a grand opportunity where we can isolate this event for the next 4 hours, and just you can come see how Altadena rolls, so to speak. And I think he just jumped back in, so I'm going to jump back off, and that's how we.
Sorry about that, folks. Yeah, love this technology, and he just moved me. We both moved each other. Go ahead, move me, B. Put me at the bottom if you don't mind. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear the responses to my last question. I don't know if you heard it about having people live in the ADU while their primary residence is being built. Is that something you're also doing?
We haven't explored that. I guess initially I would want to confirm that the city will actually sign off on certificate of occupancy to allow that. And I know they're fairly, or the county actually, but I know they're fairly flexible. But that's just something that comes to my mind is, how do we get power, water, and sewer to an ADU in a safe manner, obviously while we're constructing, and also make sure that construction of the primary home is safe for someone occupying an ADU.
Cool. Well, I'm glad that you're maybe hearing about this maybe for the first time, but at least exploring it and thinking about it, and we'll get some additional information, because I anticipate there'll probably be a few people that will ask about that. Because a lot of people don't want to have to rent and continue to spend that money at a different location when they have their lot. A lot of people are, maybe going on with RVs while their home is being built and that kind of thing as well. So we've heard quite a few people trying to do the ADUs first with the plan on ultimately renting those out. So I appreciate you looking into that and at least kind of being prepared in the future if somebody asks about that.
Yeah, absolutely. We did offer to help connect someone's RV that they were trying to put on their property. So that's another way that I think we can be a resource if anybody has any need for that at this time.
Cool. Well, I have 2 more questions. We're getting close to an hour. I think we pushed through that 30 minutes rather quickly, and I love this conversation. So one question is kind of unique. It's the first time I've asked a builder. I know you do the multifamily homes. Do you, and I may have missed, if you do commercial, do you do commercial? Let me just ask that before I finish asking the question.
Yeah, we do.
Okay, cool.
We do. I wouldn't say commercial in the sense of retail, but a multifamily building is classified as commercial.
So I meant commercial in the form of retail as well. The only reason why I was going to ask that is we've had a few builders that do both residential as well as commercial, and beyond just the multifamily commercial. And I was going to ask about the focus on the businesses, because that's something we haven't really focused on at all at this point. There is a large number of businesses that were lost also, but we'll find some builders that are specific for them, to kind of talk about that. Well, one of which is that there you see Two Dragons Martial Arts. I don't know, Alexsander, if you're familiar with that. They're the top of lake across from where the Rancho used to be. The building where that was completely lost, and the owner is trying to actually buy the property and ultimately rebuild and what have you. So that's an example of a commercial property that might be able to utilize some specialty construction. But we'll bring someone on for that. But I'm gonna start asking folks about that question.
Yeah, that's a great.
So lastly, then, what I just like to say, is there anything you'd like to leave the people who are viewing live, as well as those who may watch the recording in terms of why they may want to go with you and any suggestions to help them move through this process, whether they work with you or not.
Well, yeah, we're real resourceful. We're here to help in any type of way. We don't have to be building your home for you to come to us for any type of resources or any type of information. That's why we do have that Zoom call every Thursday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. And one of the biggest benefits with working with us is we're turnkey. We're design build. So in that case right there, we're going to guide you through the whole entire process. Myself being a project manager, I'm going to definitely be real communicative and make sure that our clients don't have to lift a finger. They're going to be involved in every single part of the process. But when it comes down to taking care of the house being built, taking care of all the subcontractors and managing all that stuff, we're going to take care of all that for you. So it's just a one-stop shop. And with the one-stop shop right here, as soon as you talk to us, you will feel comfortable just leaving everything into our hands right there. Even if you're not building with us, also too, we'll help you out.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think as Alex said, like first and foremost, we want to be a resource. And if I've been doing this my whole life, it's all I've done is residential construction. And if I don't have the answer, I don't have the answer to all questions. And if I don't, maybe I can point you in the right direction of where to find it or help you find it. And so we're just here to be a resource and, help people build that do want to rebuild as well. We are turnkey, so we handle the whole process and help guide people through it. Because I know no one wanted to be, or majority of people did not want to be taking on something like this. And it is a lot to take on, so.
Absolutely. Now, we definitely appreciate you guys doing this. You did mention the office hours. How is it that they connect with that Zoom call? Do they call the telephone number, or do you have
give them my
flyer?
email. Yeah, tell them to email me, Alexsander at RealTex Homes.
We've got it up at our Instagram as well pretty often.
Oh,
yeah.
Let me go to Instagram real quick. Before we go, let me just go up there.
Mhm.
And it is RealTex Homes. All right, cool. I'm gonna share my screen again. Follow and
Is it on the Facebook page?
I think it's in our stories. Alex, is that?
It's probably on the Facebook page. Yeah, we got to get it up
Facebook
there.
page too.
All right. Well, we'll get it up there on the Instagram as well. There it is on the Facebook.
Yeah. There it is
It's
on the
this one?
Facebook on the top.
The one
top
below it,
left,
right
in the photos.
Oh, got you right here.
Recovery.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do, folks who are listening right now, obviously I'm going to like it and I'm going to share it to, we have a Altadena Talks private group. So I'm going to share it to the group and then I'll copy the link and I'll include it as an announcement for what we do normally each day. So I'll include that. People will be able to go ahead and scan the QR code and take advantage of the office hours if they want to work with you guys. And I think that's a really good way to do that. And I appreciate you both coming on board, Cody and Alexsander. Really appreciate that. Oh, you want to keep that up there, Brian, so people can see it? Let me expand or make this larger.
Yeah, my cell phone number's on there too, so they can call me anytime.
Okay. That's very cool.
Well, you're bringing that up. We really appreciate you taking the time with us this morning as well. And it's been a real pleasure. Great to meet you over the podcast here, and definitely look forward to meeting you in person. And
likewise. Saturday it will be, and hopefully you guys can come on again. What we like to do is have our builders come on, just to show the progress on and talk about the different families they've been working with, and see if you've gotten more plans approved, and to see how it's going and see what your experience has been since the last time we talked.
Yeah, absolutely. We love that.
All right. Well, B, do you want to pop on and say a little something before we end the interview?
Just looking forward to meeting you guys on Saturday. I know, Cody, you're going to be out of town. You're going to miss a delicious meal. If I were you, I'd bring your brother.
I will try to convince him.
Yeah, if he's watching the show, brother, you need to come and get some of this food that you're not going to taste ever again. Trust me. And the camaraderie. And the beautiful thing is that this is for 300 people that have lost their homes. This is not a call to tell everyone in LA County to come to this event. There are some events that have happened that way, and we took the time as well as the patience to make sure that only Altadena residents who lost their homes are invited to this event, because this is what our whole show is about, is the well-being and preservation of the Altadena residential culture. I know you've been meeting people over the past few months, and you know we have this "we don't trust you" look on our face, but you know, once you're in the circle, you're in for life. And this is a 5-year project, maybe 6-year. So it's not like everyone's trying to rush to get back to where they need to be. They want it to be done right. And so that's why it's going to take more than 10, 20 builders to do this. It's 6,600 homes. You guys have a daunting task ahead of you. So be patient. You're going to get those 200 homes. Trust me. You might get more than that built. Once somebody sees your house, the first 2 houses go up, oh, your stock's going to soar, because they want to see the product. We're that show me state. Show me what you can do. You know, don't just tell me. So thank you guys for coming on. Really appreciate you, and look forward to seeing you, Alexander, and your family, meeting your family on Saturday. And hey, that's all I got to say.
Thank you, gentlemen. A little over an hour. That's outstanding. I'll let you guys get back to your day. And look forward to meeting you at some point in the time in person, Cody and Alexander. Look forward to seeing you on Saturday. So, gentlemen, have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk soon.
Sounds good. Thanks, everyone. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Take care. All right. So that was actually pretty informative. Hopefully you guys got some good information. If there's any questions I didn't ask or in the past that Tony hasn't asked a builder that you'd like to have asked, or go ahead and send us a message, put it in the comments, or send us an email at altadenatalks@gmail.com. It's the easiest way to reach us.
A special shout out to Adrian Ridley, all the way from Atlanta or Washington, wherever he's stationed at now. Mosan Moore is in the house. We had Hazel Pereira, Action Altadena, Ryan Ward, Stogie's in, Two Dragons Martial Arts, and Kathy Morgan is joining us, I believe, from Facebook. And she actually shouted out a few people on there to come on and pay attention. If you guys didn't see the information about how to contact them, that's where it's at. I'll leave that up there for a minute before we go into the, are we going into the announcements?
Yeah, just the stuff that's happening. I'm not going to go into the, one-stop permit center and all that kind of stuff. Let me see. Keep that up there. I'm just going to look on my end.
No worries. We're also excited to make an announcement. I can't do it yet because the cat's not out the bag yet, but I'm waiting on a response from a certain DM that I sent out. And once we find that out, we might have a special guest on tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
And
that's a surprise to me, too. I don't even know you guys.
Right, because I just sent the message. The hint was I popped up their name on the screen. So hopefully they can see what's going on and respond back to the Instagram DM that I sent and go from there. So
absolutely.
Well,
cool. Well, I'm ready. I'll go ahead and do the stuff that's happening today and the rest of the week. And here we go. So as I indicated, we're not going to do all the county stuff right now, the one-stop permit center. We're just going to focus on what's happening locally. So the Department of LA County Department of Health has their Eat and Fire free support classes available. The topic is dealing with disaster, how to cope and thrive is happening now through the 29th of November, except for Thanksgiving Day. It's taking place at Loma Alta Park, which is 3330 North Lincoln Avenue in Altadena. Now, it's 3 days of the week that it happens. One is Tuesdays from 5 to 6:30 p.m., and the other 2 days are Thursdays, like today, as well as Saturdays from 12 noon to 1:30 p.m. If you would like some additional information, you can reach out to Dr. Michelle Majors at 626-430-2930. Then, of course, we have the laundrytruckla.com. They have their next couple days where they have their services on this coming Saturday at South Pasadena San Marino YMCA, which is at 1605 Garfield Avenue in South Pass. And then on Sunday at First AME Church at 1700 North Raymond Avenue in Pasadena. Both those days, the drop-off hours are 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Come back in a couple hours and your clothes will have been washed, dried, and folded. Then we have a giveaway today from 9 a.m. to 12. So you have roughly a little under an hour to go ahead and give. There's a grocery giveaway. It's at the Altadena. It's in Altadena at the Mountain View Mausoleum at 2300 North Marengo Avenue. No eligibility required. No walk-ups. No lineups before 8:30 a.m. while supplies last. Obviously, we're well past that and have less than an hour. It's put on by the LA Regional Food Bank and Catherine Barger, Supervisor Catherine Barger. Also today is from the Dina Heals is a men's healing circle with Yancey Cummins and Mike De La Rocha. It's from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Paseo Outdoor Mall, which is located at 300 East Colorado Boulevard, Suite 151 in Pasadena. Join them for a men's healing circle where men can share, connect, and heal together. To RSVP, you can go to bit.ly/D as in Dina, H as in heels, -sacred-lessons. They always seem to be having quite a few nice events there. And then the Eat and Fire Survivors Network is having Healing Through the Holidays. It's a virtual wellness gathering. It's today from 3 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. You can scan the QR code on the screen or go to efsurvivors.net/events. Hold on, let me bring that up a little larger on my screen to make sure I'm saying it correctly. Yeah, efsurvivors.net/events. Join them for a collaborative wellness gathering hosted by the National Alliance of Mental Illness and the Trauma Resource Institute, an initiative of the Eat and Fire Survivors Network. It's offering passionate space for fire-affected individuals, families, and community members to come together, connect, and learn practical skills to support healing and self-care. It'll actually be a really good event. So if you can attend, please do so. And then Councilmember Tyrone Hampton is giving a thanks for the community with a turkey event giveaway. It's happening tomorrow, November 21st from 11:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's relocated to Robinson Park, which is located at 1081 North Fair Oaks Avenue. And then Senator Sasha Renee Perez invites you to Operation Gobble. It's a turkey distribution while supplies last. They will be distributing turkeys, dry and canned goods, and other much needed supplies to ensure families can celebrate the season with the comfort of a holiday meal. It is taking place at 450 North Lake Avenue in Pasadena from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. You would enter at East Villa and exit towards Mentor. It's drive-through and walk-through friendly, and it's in partnership with the National Day Laborer Organization Network.
And if you guys are not familiar with 450 North Lake, that's the old Kaiser facility parking lot.
Oh, yeah. I get it.
Yeah. So this way people, we live in Altadena on landmarks. So people have not looked at addresses in decades.
That's right. Thank you for that. And then we have the Altadena Reveal, the monthly lecture series and social hour, reflections of people and places and place. This is the the 8th installment, and this is talking about Christmas Tree Lane from the plantings to the 50s. Speaker is Mary Landau, and this is happening tomorrow from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Altadena Main Library at 600 East Mariposa Street. You can scan either QR code to register. The doors open at 7, and the lecture will be from 7:30 to 8:30, followed by Q&A. The Free Farmers Market is still happening. It is at 3541 Brandon Street in Pasadena. From 5 p.m. to 6:30 or until supplies run out. So definitely get there early if you're interested in getting some of those supplies from the Free Farmers Market. And then there's an event. It is Better Health, Better Life. Health begins with caring for your mind, body, skin, and smile. This is taking place Saturday. There's going to be workshops from 9 to 12, resources from 12 to 2, taking place at Villa Park Community Center, which is at 363 East Villa Street. Now, there's going to be dental exams, physical exams, mammograms, flu vaccines, educational workshops, community resources, raffles, and so much more. Pre-registration is required, and you can actually register by calling 626-744-6530. And it does say that all content at this event will be presented in Spanish as well. Well, it says exclusively in Spanish, so very interesting.
But we're announcing it in English.
Yes, we are. There's a preview of a film screening, California is Burning. So join us for a preview film screening of the short documentary, California is Burning, by Bennett Curran, showing the community efforts of residents and first responders after the Eaton fire. Viewer discretion is advised. It's taking place Saturday at the Altadena Main Library from 2 to 3 p.m. That again is at 600 East Mariposa Street in Altadena.
So I'm confused because it says California is burning, but they're focusing on the Eaton fire.
Okay.
I would have thought that they would be focusing on all fires if California is burning. But
well, this particular focus is just on Eaton, so. Yep.
I would have called it Altadena is burning.
Yep, but they didn't.
Oh. I'm so sorry.
Well, if
I'm so literal when it comes to this kind of stuff.
I know. Well, we can't go to ask them, so that's the downside.
I'm going to go and ask.
But we'll be at our event.
What time is that? Is that the same day?
Same day from 2 to 3. Ours ends at 3.
They got off easy.
So next we have a talk with the LAS reporters at Fair Oaks Burger. This is also happening on Saturday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. That's kind of cool. The folks from LAS will be talking to folks at Fair Oaks Burger.
No, we won't be able to be there either.
Exactly. So also on Saturday, taking place from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. is Rising Together, the grand reopening celebration at Mariposa Junction. This is 2455 Lake Avenue in Altadena. To register, please scan the QR code or go to tinyurl.com/Mariposa Junction, with Mariposa and Junction beginning with a capital letter. There'll be food, drinks, music, and giveaways at this event.
And we won't be there either.
I know.
But we would love to have been there. So if you guys are going there, please capture some footage. and shoot it to us so we can at least post it.
Yep. And Webster's Community Pharmacy is having their annual holiday open house, also Saturday from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. at their new location at 2333 Lake Avenue in Altadena. They're also featuring art from Austin Scott, and there'll be a lot more. So definitely check that out and see their open house.
You know what's going to be beautiful about those last two events that you mentioned is that they're all in the same place. You know,
Well,
the one
same
from
vicinity, right?
no, same exact place. Webster's is directly across the street from the event that's happening on Mariposa Junction area.
Well, they moved. They're down now where over by where is it? Bank of America, across the street from Jack in the Box.
Oh, well, it's still the same spot on the lake.
Yeah, same vicinity.
Right around the corner. So you'll be able to attend at least 2 or 3 events in the same vicinity. Farrellsburger is not that far across. You just go straight across Mariposa.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we encourage you to hit all of those.
Yep. Also on Saturday is Village Fall Festival, the day of healing, joy, and unity by Rhythms of the Village in LA Commons. It's from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. at John Muir High School, 1905 Lincoln Avenue in Pasadena. There'll be music, vendors, story booth, art activities, healing village, and much more. This is always, they've done it a couple times. It's a very, very nice event. Very full.
They have tons of vendors from the beginning of the parking lot when you first walk onto the school all the way back to the soccer field.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they're going to have live concerts. They usually have nice little music going. There's a lot of African artifacts as well as other vendors. I've been to one earlier this year, captured footage, saw a lot of people. It was great. You need to check this out. And it's free.
There you go.
All of these events.
And also happening on Saturday, the Altadena Recovery Team is having Saturday distributions at the Eaton Fire Collaboratory. It's free tacos and personal care items provided while supplies last. It's happening. There we go. From 12:30 to 3 p.m. It's at 540 West Woodbury Drive in Altadena. Take what you need and donate what you can. All basic hygiene needs and toiletries, baby food, diapers and necessities, elder and maternal needs, water, and pet supplies. For additional information, you can go to the Instagram at Altadena Recovery Team or send an email to info@altadenaart.org. And Juicy Little Finds Thrift Store is also having a thrift store fab sale both Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at 136 West Peoria Street in Pasadena, which is young and healthy. They're going to have baby and kids clothes, women and men's, shoes and socks, household items, books and games, pillows, air purifiers, hot food, candy and snacks, smoothies, and much more. Plus gift card raffle every hour. There'll be free toys and snacks for kids only, and they must be present. And there is, it's going to be a really good event. So free bag for all Altadena residents. So bring your ID. So you can fill a bag for $5.
And in case you guys don't know where that's located, it's right behind the post office, right there off of Orange Grove and Lincoln. So if you're coming down Lincoln and you cross Orange Grove, keep going past the post office, and Peoria is the next street. And it's on the left, turn left, and go up the street. That's right.
Thank you. That's right. And the last slide for today is the sneak peek to see a work-in-progress documentary on Farrellsburger, exploring their inspiring family story, the aftermath of the Eden Fire, the community distribution events, and creation of the beautiful mural by artist Robert Vargas. It's a movie night. It's happening on Sunday from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. DJ Chris Corral will be there, accordion player Stanley Oropesa, and there will be food by Tacos 210 of Altadena. The film will be screened outdoors, so bring your own blankets and chairs and stick around for Q&A. afterwards. It's very cool.
Yeah, Tacos 210. That's one of my favorite tacos places. Trucks. They used to be on Ventura and Fair Oaks, right in front of the old Baja Fresh grocery store that had closed down previously before it was burned down.
Okay.
But they were the go-to. They were always there till 11 o'clock. I would leave Rancho and rush over there to get my rations. Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Well,
So yeah, I got a lot of things going on this weekend, boys. So that rain really messed it up because a lot of this stuff that's happening this week is supposed to happen last weekend. So we're here to keep you in the know, and we got one more announcement to make. It looks like the Mills Corner joined, and that's my boy Kevin Mills. He's had his nonprofit for over a decade or so now, and out there doing it. So shout out.
Marcus says they're the best tacos in town.
Hey man, you know what I'm saying?
I haven't had them. I love it.
Well, they're the best tacos behind King's Breakfast and Burgers tacos that used to be up at the Rancho.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you, hands down, King Breakfast and Burgers. You know, not because I like going there a lot, but they do have some excellent food. So, but give homage to all the food vendor trucks because, to be honest, they're the only ones thriving right now in Altadena because we have no restaurants like that. We got El Patron, we got King's Breakfast and Burgers, and we got a few other spots, and then we got the taco trucks who have been the mainstay, steadfast all the time. So
we still have that Thai spot across from where the Rancho used to be.
It's still there. They never had to close. They are still there. There's still Meatless Tuesdays. In fact, you know what? I think today I am going to go up there for lunch and make a little 2-minute snippet about how they're still there and go from there.
Cool. Marcus says the Brussels sprout tacos are amazing. I never heard about that.
From where? Tacos 210 or Maya? The Thai restaurant. So you got to clarify that.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yes, I'm definitely going to go up there. Their soup on a day like this, it's like a shrimp something is so good. Mm-hmm. And when they first opened, I ordered 3 meals, and everybody was looking at me while I was sitting at the bar going, you going to eat all those? I said, yeah. I bought all these, didn't I? So.
Well, they wanted you to share?
No, not going to share.
I knew you weren't, but did they want you to?
They probably did, but
that's why they inquired.
I will buy pizza.
I will take some of that soup.
Yeah, I will buy pizza and share all day. I will buy tacos, plenty of them, share all day. I'm not sharing my Thai food with anyone.
You know, it's funny. I go to a Thai restaurant or even any Asian spot, like Chinese or whatever, you know, usually it's family style where they put the plates in the middle, people share.
I like dim sum.
Nah, man, just give me my plate.
Yeah, not sharing.
Plate. Yeah, not sharing. I don't
keep that sharing to yourself.
Yeah, man. That's right.
Personal meals like that, I will stab you with my fork if you reach your fork over here and try to dip into my plate. I will hold it wrong too on purpose. I'm like, nah, get up out of here. What's those 4 puncheroons? I was trying to get a bite of Brian's food.
And I learned today.
Yeah, you sure did. I went all the way through to the white meat. That's to the white meat. It's all good, man. This internet's janky. Thank you all for staying as long as you have, you know, regardless of our technical difficulties that we experience. One of these days we will have like the super hot spot that never janks out. Man, but until then, well, these are the perils that you deal with when you're going live. If we were to actually film this, edit it, and produce it, yes, it would be great quality, but that would take too long. We're about now,
it's still great quality.
Yeah, it's still great quality, but you know, we have the little jankiness that happens. But
maybe now and then.
We are the longest running podcast in the world.
Dot.
Talking about Altadena. and we will have reached 250 episodes by the end of this year, December 30th. So next year is going to be something great. We're going to be going into syndication with these spots. We're going to be on Apple TV and Amazon Prime and all of those channels that everyone keeps asking us, are we on? Because those are the platforms that they're on. So we have to go to where the people are. I mean, we even went to the places that the people told us not to go.
All right, Malcolm McLaren.
Right. Which I didn't know that was formerly with the Sex Pistols.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Yeah. He's all over the place.
Buffalo gals go around the outside.
Right. You would have never thought that he came from punk rock and went straight over to like hip hop.
But after you say that, you can kind of hear it. It's like,
you can. You
I
can
hear that.
And the only reason why I knew about Sex Pistols because when I was married to my kid's mom, she introduced me to a lot of alternative rock that I didn't even know about, like Morrissey, The Smiths, Sex Pistols, PIL. And I would walk around, no, I don't say you got to know the songs in order to understand what I was talking about.
And I don't know the song.
Yeah, see, I'm different.
Not that particular one.
I'm this black dude that's like white. That's what everybody tells me.
I got the eclectic ear as well. I just didn't recognize that particular song.
Yeah, well, because I only gave you a snippet of a song you never heard of, and I didn't really do the snippet well. Just like when I'm doing this background music and I make my little sounds, I got those from my dad. He's like, it goes like this. You know, so that's where I get that from. So shout out to Roger Bacchus, who's always got some kind of jingle.
Shout out Mr. Bacchus.
Rent free in my mind.
That's right. Shout out to Mr. Bacchus, the coolest dude I know.
Yeah, I got a cool dad. He was real cool.
He is really, really cool. Just a shout out related to music. We may be hearing a nice little mix from that I created in the background on Saturday with some music kind of like what you hear right now on the show. It'll be kind of some mood music, but I made a nice hour-long mix, so hopefully you guys like that. In addition to hearing our theme song, Tony was adamant about making sure that is played a few times throughout the day. So we'll definitely be playing that. We're really excited about this event on Saturday. Can't wait.
And thank you, Cherie Nelson, for the shout out. We appreciate you.
Sister Cherie, thank you.
And all that we do. If you guys don't know, that's my fiance. She pops in every now and again just to make sure she knows where I'm at.
So glad she pops in. Thank you for supporting us, Cherie.
I'm either at her house or here. That's it. I have no life. Altadena
or a restaurant or getting food.
Well, put it this way: I'm in a half a mile vicinity of either place when I'm there.
Mm-hmm.
So I will be shooting home tonight. It's pretty far distance, and so sometimes I'm a little too tired to make it to the house. But you know where I'm at. I got GPS that keeps track of everywhere I go. So
thank you, Marcus. We, as usual, appreciate you as well.
We just want to really be of value to you every day. I mean, I know a lot of you don't watch us every day, and we're normally not even on this long. We're trying to cut our shows down to between 45 minutes to an hour, but sometimes that's not enough time to get out everything that we need to shout out. Like these events that are coming up, they're 2 days away. One is tonight. In fact, in about 4 hours, a Joy Chen's event. Mm-hmm. Lots of things going on in the community. One of the places I keep forgetting to shout them out is I think they're called Frontline. They're right there at Glen Rose and Woodbury since day one of the fires.
Are they the ones that are doing the air purifiers and stuff?
Yes, they've been opening up their doors to the neighborhood for, what is this, the 10th month? So 300 consecutive days.
Yeah.
That this is what they do. and they're actually an official nonprofit. So if you want to make donations, please find out about
Frontline
them.
Relief.
Yeah, Frontline Relief. They've been doing a great job. I have yet to get up there because I'm always pulled in different directions, but I will make it a personal habit to get over there, talk to them, and possibly have them come on the show for the Wellness Wednesdays. So also, if you would love to be on the show and you are from Altadena, boy, do I have a treat for you. So there is a link you can go to, altadenatalks.org/podcast guest, and you can fill that out. And we will call you and schedule you a time to come on Wellness Wednesdays, because this is the time we need to start. We've been giving up resources and all kinds of information. We need to hear from our Altadena residents about how you've been dealing with this, what you feel.
In addition, if you do go to any of these or utilize any of the resources we've shared, we'd love to get some feedback about it. You know, was it helpful? Can you recommend it to other folks? Give your input.
Yes, please share our show. We mostly want to push the YouTube channel because that's where the permanency is. Facebook has decided that after 30 days, they want to delete all lives. I think they're running out of space and they're too cheap to expand. No, I'm just saying, because it never was a problem until now.
I think was going to happen. I mean, when you have that platform, that's what's going to happen.
Well, that's what everybody. That's why if you look at a video from 10 years ago on Facebook, it's very degraded. Mm-hmm. So YouTube has been the leader in podcasts and, just genuinely let you get your content out there.
Yep.
Still got to abide by the copyright rules and all that. So, but other than that, please follow our YouTube channel. I am no longer broadcasting on the Brian Bacchus Brands YouTube. I don't want to take the focus away from Altadena. I have focused on LinkedIn now since they've given me permission to go live. And
pretty soon you probably just do the Altadena Talks one there as well once you're able to.
Yeah, I think they do allow us. I'm gonna have to try that. Remember, I tried it I think we had to have a certain amount of followers. Mm-hmm. Just like we had to wait for the Altadena Talks Facebook, we had to have 60 days go by and 100 followers in order to go live on it. So we accomplished that, and things been going well. So we've been on almost over an hour and a half, so I think this is about that time to go on there. We go ahead and give the people back their lives.
You guys want your lives back.
So you want your lives back. We've been taken away from you, so we're very sorry. We're going to end this now. So
we're going to do our traditional peace. Hope you all have a great end of rest of your Thursday, and tune in tomorrow. TGI Friday. Peace out.
Junoy.
Later.